I really don't care what happens to her at all. I don't care. Like, everybody they tiptoe around with this social media. But what y'all don't get is that it be real consequence for y'all little flexes, y'all quick flexes for $300 that you need. It be
basically saying that the kids are not safe around Iman. She said Iman be smoking weed around the kids and be forgetting to feed them. One of the wildest parts of the allegations is Teyana says that Iman put the kids in a rideshare in Chicago and had them dropped off at the United Center Arena alone while he had a private driver drop him off at the...
In a shocking escalation, Iman Shumpert has reportedly taken legal action after Teyana Taylor allegedly refused to let him see their kids. This unexpected fallout between two once close co-parents has left fans and insiders stunned, sparking intense speculation about what really happened behind the scenes. Sources suggest tensions have been building for months, simmering quietly until finally erupting into a very public dispute. This situation goes beyond simple custody issues. It's a complex mix of betrayal, silence, and a battle that could change their family dynamic forever. As the drama unfolds, everyone is watching closely to see how this emotionally charged fight will play out. The drama reportedly began when Teyana allegedly started limiting Iman's visitation time with their children, citing reasons like emotional instability and scheduling conflicts. However, Iman was taken by surprise and felt blindsided by the sudden restrictions placed on his access to their kids. Despite attempts to resolve the situation privately, tensions only escalated as conversations failed to bring any solutions. Feeling shut out and unheard, Iman decided to take formal legal steps, signaling that this conflict was no longer something he would tolerate quietly. What started as private disagreement is now heading straight into the courtroom spotlight. According to insiders, Iman has officially filed legal documents to establish a formal custody agreement, aiming to secure joint custody and a fixed visitation schedule that cannot be arbitrarily changed. His legal team reportedly prefers mediation initially, but is fully prepared for a court battle if necessary. This move is Iman's firm statement that he refuses to be excluded from his children's lives and wants his parental rights clearly recognized. The seriousness of this legal step underscores how deep the conflict has become, emphasizing that co-parenting is no longer functioning smoothly behind the scenes. Teyana has yet to publicly address the legal dispute, but those close to her insist this isn't about revenge or control. Instead, her camp says she's focused on doing what's best for the kids, pointing out that Iman has missed important visits before. Rumors also suggest she feels unsafe or threatened by some of Iman's recent actions, making co-parenting especially difficult at this time. Despite these explanations, critics argue that completely limiting a father's access to his children is a serious step that warrants transparency. Fans are divided, demanding more insight while weighing the complexities of the situation. The heart of this turmoil are their two daughters, who have become unintended victims, caught in the middle of their parents' public custody battle. Friends of the family say the kids are confused and upset by the sudden changes in their daily routines, struggling to understand why their dad isn't around as much anymore. This isn't just a legal dispute on paper, it's an emotional reality for these young children, whose sense of security is being tested. The impact on their well-being is a key concern as both parents navigate this highly charged conflict. The families of Iman and Teyana have reportedly taken sides, adding fuel to the fire. Iman's relatives are said to be rallying around him, praising his devotion as a father and calling Teyana's actions petty. On the other hand, Teyana's camp defends her choice, emphasizing her right to protect her peace and raise the children in a stable, calm environment. The growing tension is starting to affect significant family moments like birthdays, holidays, and even school schedules. These strained relationships make it clear that the fallout is impacting more than just the immediate co-parenting dynamic. Fans across social media remain deeply divided as the custody dispute between Teyana and Iman continues to dominate the conversation online. The conflict, once a private matter, has now become a full-blown public drama, inviting millions of strangers into something that was never meant for public consumption. On one side, supporters of Teyana argue that she is doing exactly what any protective, loving mother would do, standing her ground to ensure the emotional and physical safety of her children. These fans view her as a mother first, an entertainer second, and they admire her for prioritizing her children's well-being above public approval or online narratives. For them, Teyana's actions aren't about control or bitterness. They're about setting firm boundaries in a situation that has clearly turned tense and uncertain. Meanwhile, an equally passionate group stands behind Iman, believing he is being unfairly shut out of his daughter's life, despite his apparent efforts to remain involved. They argue that when a father expresses the desire to be present and consistent, that effort should be met with openness, not resistance. Many of his supporters point to the importance of children having strong relationships with both parents, especially when there's no history of neglect or harm. To them, Iman represents a father fighting for his rightful place, and they feel that denying him access sends the wrong message about co-parenting, particularly when both parties seem capable of providing love and care. The internet has become a battleground for these differing perspectives, with hashtags trending, influencers weighing in, and even mental health experts and family therapists joining the discussion. Reaction videos dissecting old interviews, analyzing body language, and comparing statements are spreading fast across platforms like TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. Twitter threads speculate about what might really be happening behind the scenes. In a way, this custody battle has transformed into a form of entertainment for the public, something people consume, comment on, and argue over. This is not a new phenomenon for celebrities, but it's still jarring how quickly a personal matter can morph into a public debate, with thousands of opinions being formed on partial information. This highly publicized dispute is beginning to take a toll on both Teyana and Iman's public images. What people once celebrated them for, their style, their talent, their family dynamic, is now being re-evaluated under a different light. For some, Teyana's firm stance is starting to be interpreted as controlling or inflexible, and for others, Iman's emotionally charged behavior is being seen as unstable or reactive. Whether these views are fair or not doesn't change the fact that reputations are being reshaped in real time. In the world of celebrity, image matters. Brands, sponsors, and media outlets are all watching closely, calculating the risk of associating with either party while controversy swirls around them. The entertainment industry can be forgiving, but it is also deeply reactive. Prolonged negative attention, especially when it involves family issues and perceived drama, can sour professional opportunities. Offers might get delayed, collaborations may be reconsidered, and public interest might shift from admiration to curiosity tinged with skepticism. Both Teyana and Iman are at a crossroads where their personal conflict is threatening to cast long shadows over their careers. It's not just a custody issue anymore. It's a brand issue, an image issue, a legacy issue. One of the most discussed elements of the situation is Teyana's silence. So far, she hasn't issued a detailed public statement or addressed the matter directly. This quiet approach has led to a variety of interpretations. Some believe her silence is deliberate and strategic, possibly based on advice from legal counsel. By not speaking out immediately, she could be avoiding missteps, gathering her thoughts, or preparing to share her side of the story in a controlled setting, such as a podcast, a long-form interview, or even through her art. Teyana is known for channeling her emotions into her music and projects, so it wouldn't be surprising if she eventually turns this moment into a form of expression and empowerment. Others, however, interpret the silence differently. They believe Teyana may be feeling overwhelmed and emotionally drained, choosing to stay quiet not out of strategy but out of self-preservation. As a mother, she may be trying to keep her children far away from the chaos, hoping that the media frenzy dies down before it can affect them too deeply. Some fans have expressed concern for her mental health, recognizing that being at the center of such intense scrutiny while trying to protect your family is an enormous burden. Regardless of the motivation behind her silence, one thing is clear. It is not calming the situation. In fact, it's having the opposite effect. The longer she remains silent, the more speculation builds. Rumors grow in the absence of facts, and the public becomes even more hungry for clarity. Whether she speaks out soon or chooses to stay quiet longer, her next move carries significant weight. It could shift public opinion, clarify misunderstandings, or complicate things even further. At the heart of it all is a young child caught in the middle of adult conflict, and fans are beginning to remember that this isn't just about sides or social media trends. It's about a family trying to navigate an incredibly difficult chapter. The hope is that both Teyana and Iman can find a way to resolve things privately, with dignity, and in the best interest of their child. Until then, the world continues to watch, speculate, and wait. If mediation fails, this dispute could quickly escalate into a full courtroom battle, with lawyers fighting over every detail from visitation rights to major decision-making powers. Both Iman and Teyana reportedly want to protect their children from the strain of legal conflict, but neither seems ready to back down anytime soon. This could become one of the most publicized celebrity custody cases in recent memory if the feud continues to intensify. The coming weeks may prove decisive for whether this family finds peace or plunges deeper into conflict. Looking ahead, several outcomes are possible. Iman may gain more formalized access to his children, or the court might side with Teyana based on presented evidence. Alternatively, there could be a chance for reconciliation if both parents prioritize their kids above all else and set aside personal differences. Teyana might break her silence to clarify her position publicly, or Iman could ramp up his efforts through interviews or social media. Whatever happens, the next few weeks will be critical in shaping the future of this family and their co-parenting relationship. What's your take on this legal showdown? Is Iman justified in taking formal action to protect his parental rights, or is Teyana simply trying to maintain peace for her family? Should this dispute have stayed private, or is it important for the public to see the real struggles of co-parenting? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe for updates. We're closely following every development in this ongoing story, and it's far from over.